Welcome to Cooking Like Ramos. Today I'm going to cook a Prego steak. Welcome to Cooking Like Ramos. So today we're going to be cooking a Portuguese steak sandwich called Prego. But before we do that, please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so, click that notification bell, and if you enjoy the video, give it a huge thumbs up. Also, leave a comment below on what you think or what you feel like I should be cooking next. The reason it's called Prego is because we actually tenderize the steak with garlic and bay leaf and salt. So because we do that, in Portuguese, Prego means nail. So the hammering action insinuates that we're hammering a nail into the steak. That's why it's called Prego. But don't be fooled by the name. It's an absolutely amazing sandwich with tons of flavour, and you won't want to miss it. You're going to need some Portuguese olive oil, or any olive oil will do, some butter, always garlic, some coarse salt, bay leaves. I'm using a sirloin steak, but you can also use rump, and I'm using a traditional Madeiran bread called BOLO do CACO. Or you can use a traditional Portuguese bread called pão seco, or if you can't find either, just use a crusty roll. So we're just going to prepare the garlic. You just want to use the back of the knife. You want to just remove the skin from the garlic. Now you just want to cut them into little cubes, turn that to the side. So you've got this sort of sized garlic. You want to get about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. And voila. Right, so for the fun part now, what you're going to need to do is we're going to get the garlic and we're going to sprinkle half on one side. I'm going to spread that round. It may look like a lot of garlic, but believe me, once this cooks and it's embedded into the steak, it's going to taste amazing. Get a bay leaf, and you also want to spread that round there. Okay, get some salt, nice generous pinch of salt. And then you just want to, can be a little bit messy. You want to use this tenderizing iron. Then just turn that over and repeat the process. All done. Now I'm going to show you how to cook it. Now it's time to cook the steak. I'm going to get some of the olive oil. It's now at a medium-high heat. I'm going to go in with a drizzle of olive oil. I'm going to coat the pan completely. When adding the steak, always lay the steak away from you. And you want to hear that sizzling straight away. If you don't hear that sizzling, do not put the steak in. Let that cook for a couple of minutes on one side. Straight away you get the smell of the garlic, the bay leaf and the steak, and it's just absolutely amazing. I'm going to go in with around a tablespoon of butter, and that's just going to increase and intensify the flavour of the steak. whilst this is cooking, I just wanted to quickly talk about my collaboration with Shh Like That. So these guys create the most amazing clothing. They're 100% organic, fully sustainable, and ethically made here in the UK. So make sure you check them out in my description below. Now it's been a minute or so, I'm going to now turn it over. Now just let that cook for another minute or so and it should be ready. I'm going to baste the steak now. Just get the butter. This is going to help intensify that flavour. Going to give a little feel. That steak is now ready. I'm going to turn the heat off. Literally, it's like a flat, quick flash fry. You've got the butter here. Just adding all that flavour. Add some of the butter onto there. Add this here. Just giving that a quick wipe. Get your bread. Whilst very important to leave your steak to rest so you can get the best out of your steak. Okay, I'm going to cut the bread in half. I'm going to add that back in to give it a nice toast. Make sure when you're adding the bread to a pan, it's not on too much of a high heat, otherwise it will burn, but you can see it's now starting to brown a little bit. Keep it on there for another second or so. Next stage, the bread is now toasted. Turn that off the heat, remove that. Bit of butter. You can hear just how toasted that is. Onto your bread. I remove some of the bay leaf just so it doesn't get stuck in your teeth. Place the top on there. And there we have the amazing Portuguese steak sandwich called Prego on the bolo do CACO, which is the Madeiran traditional bread. Don't mind me. That tastes so good. I like to add a little bit of piri piri to mine, but that's optional.